Now, given the rush towards charcoal and firewood on account of the increase in price of gas, more Nigerians may be contributing massively to global warming through cooking alone, as more people may be endangered by the effects of dirty fuels. However, the Nigerian government says more than 90,000 women are dying annually from cooking with charcoal or firewood. But there have been several calls by experts to continuously educate people on the health hazards caused by the smoke from using firewood. News Central's Omolola Ololade tells us more.
90% of Nigerian households, especially in rural areas, still use firewood, charcoal and kerosene as their primary means of cooking, despite the health hazards and negative impact this has on the environment. In rural and urban areas, the use of firewood or charcoal is largely used by different restaurants that are in the business of cooking. For most of these women involved, cooking with firewood is a major means of survival as they rely on this to make ends meet. One of the women says using charcoal or firewood is more affordable compared to other means of cooking.
Ohun tí wọ́n fi ń lo èédú ni pé èédú dá láti máa fi ṣe ẹ̀wà torí gáàsì tí wọ́n tó bá dẹ̀ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí lo èédú bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń gbé kan kalẹ̀ báyìí lẹ máa sáré gbé oúnjẹ míì sí. Èédú jẹ́ ohun tó easy láti lò ju gáàsì lọ torí gáàsì rèé ẹ lè máa fóònù lọ́wọ́ kẹ́ máa lo gáàsì but tẹ́ bá ń dá ní èédú lọ́wọ́ kì í ṣe èéfín ẹ lè gbé fóònù yín dání báyìí kẹ́ máa receive ẹni tó bá ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀.
We just use it because of at least it's manageable. So the gas there, if you want to go for gas, is quite expensive.
At a time when cooking gas has become so expensive, most of the cooking businesses have to rely heavily on the use of firewood. Unfortunately, the solid fuels from this firewood produce carbon, which is one of the biggest contributors to climate change after carbon dioxide. And that, of course, is very dangerous to their health.
According to the World Health Organization, over 98,000 Nigerian women die annually from the use of firewood. A woman who makes 3 square meals with firewood is compared to a person smoking between 3 and 20 packets of cigarettes a day. Experts emphasize that climate change cannot be discussed in isolation, as it is feeding into health, food systems and gender issues, amongst others.
Gender equality still exists, and climate change is only just worsening the situation. And when we look at women, women are the ones who are tilling the land, producing food, managing households. They become vulnerable because they're also the most poor. And we see that almost 63% of the world poor, who are women, are in Africa.
Analysts say African women are mostly vulnerable to the negative effect of climate change, especially its health implications, while mentioning proactive measures to protect their health when faced with climate crisis.
Of course, at community level, then we would want to move to developing resilience, in essence. And what we are looking at, of course, is looking at renewable energy resources, whether it's using better use of charcoal. For instance, we have different forms of charcoal that reduce gas emissions as opposed to the normal, how we always develop charcoal.
The demand for charcoal or firewood is increasing across Africa, therefore contributing to deforestation, which in turn has a negative impact on climate change. With Nigeria being highly vulnerable to climate change, experts say the country must cooperate with international effort to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Omolola Ololade, reporting for News Central.